Hi, I'm Julie and I'm here to talk about essential cooking tools today. As part of our summer cooking school series, we figured we're talking about the basics of cooking, we might as well talk about the basics of stocking your kitchen too. So this morning on the show we talked about everything from knives to pots and pans to bowls. I tried to get through everything and did not narrow it down to 5 items because, you know, if you have a kitchen, you're going to need pans, you're going to need a pot, you're going to need something to mix everything in, you're going to need a knife, and so I didn't do a very good job of narrowing it down to 5 gadgets, but I'm going to go through sort of the basics of what you need in just a basic kitchen. And my kitchen is not stocked with fancy gadgets and a lot of, kitchen electronics, and I do fine with just sort of the basics. So first I'm going to talk about pots and pans. If you cook, you're going to need something to cook in. It's no secret that I love cast iron, but first I'm going to talk about just your basic pots. This is from IKEA. Now I don't, all these products here, there's no connection between me and products. I just, this is what I have in my own kitchen, sort of a mishmash of different pots from different places. But you're looking for something that is nice and heavy on the bottom. You want it to be reinforced. If it's too thin, it's going to sort of warp. It's not going to conduct heat evenly. It's not going to hold on to heat evenly. I like metal handles. You don't want anything plastic that's going to melt in the oven. You want them to be, put on there really well. So you just want, a well-crafted pot, and I like having a smaller one, a bigger one for soups and pasta, and maybe a smaller skillet, something like this. It's obviously been well used, and again, it's just one that can go from stovetop to oven, and it's a little bit smaller, so I don't have to heat up my big cast iron skillet, which I love, and I have a few of these. Cast iron, I know I talk about all the time, but I think really it's inexpensive, it gets better with age instead of getting worn out. To season it, you need to cook fatty food in it. So to start, if you rub the whole thing down with lard, it's going to be sort of a rough cement gray when you get raw cast iron and it's not been seasoned properly yet, or not been seasoned at all yet. It'll be sort of rough gray. If you coat it with lard and put it in the oven, turn the oven on, and you can just go about doing whatever you do in your oven, bake your banana bread or bake your lasagna for dinner or roast some chickens, and just sort of keep the pan on the lower rack, and the heat and fat will make it start to turn sort of this dark shiny black. You can get pre-seasoned cast iron. I don't like it quite as much. I think it's worth just spending a little bit extra time seasoning raw cast iron, and then you can wash it, just wipe it out. You can, if you need to scrub it, just don't scrub it too hard, and if you start to get rid of that nice seasoning, just roast another chicken or cook some bacon, or just sort of go back in time and start seasoning it again, and it'll just get better with age. Bowls, I have a thing about bowls. I have a lot of bowls, but the ones that I use most often are just these Pyrex bowls that come in all sizes. They are really indestructible, and you can see through them, so you can kind of see if your batter isn't mixed quite at the bottom. Of course, they're great for cooking shows because everyone can see what you're doing. A knife. I do love a really good knife. This one has not been properly cared for, so I'm not going to show you too closely, but I have some great Japanese knives that I love, and a good kitchen knife is really a fantastic thing. But I don't think everyone needs to go and break the bank to get, a $400 knife to cook properly. Whatever knives you find. Oh, here's Willem. Come say hi, Willem. No. Whatever knives you find that work for you, that feel good in your hand, are fine. Keep them sharp. A knife sharpener isn't expensive. And you'll need a good cutting board. This is my new current favorite cutting board. Wood, I like. Plastic is totally fine too, and you can throw it in the dishwasher. I just like the feel of a wood cutting board. A lot of this is really a matter of personal taste, right? I mean, some people love rice cookers, some people love other kitchen gadgets, and that's totally fine. This is just what I use in my kitchen. Besides that, my little stuff spatula is perfect for stirring because you can scrape the bottom of the bowl as you stir. If it's heat proof, you can also use it on the stove top, which comes in handy a lot, especially if you have omelets or things that stick and you can't get your big, awkward spatula underneath it. You can use your heat proof river spatula. This is what I use for sauteing. It's like a wooden paddle, or I don't know, it's like a wooden spoon with a flat edge, and so it won't scratch your pan as you cook with it. potato masher, which I find myself using for a lot more than potatoes. I actually make banana bread with my potato masher. Ripe bananas, mash them with the sugar and the eggs and everything, and then stir in your flour. Guacamole, all kinds of stuff. Tongs are the best kitchen tool ever. They're like $2 or $3, and you can use them for everything. Barbecuing and stovetop and salad, everything. Grater, microplane is the brand name. So, you know, whatever kind of brass was the word I was looking for this morning. They're really, really sharp. So they're great for grating things like ginger or whole nutmeg, Parmesan cheese, nuts, anything. They come in all different sizes. But if you store it, make sure it has a sheath over it, or you put it in your, I have a spot in my knife block for it, because it's really sharp, and if you reach into your drawer and grab it, you can really cut yourself. Apart from that, I have things like a waffle iron and an ice cream machine that I really like. I have a Cuisinart, which I'm not going to show you because I just used it, and I just thought of it. And I say Cuisinart only because people always ask me what brand of food processor I have, and there are a lot of crappy ones out there. I have an old box one that's just the regular blade. It doesn't have any attachments on it, and it's lasted for, I don't even know how long I've had it, and it's awesome. So that's my food processor. I use it all the time. And I love my handheld immersion blender. There are a ton out there. They're about 20 bucks. And they allow you to puree soup right in the pot. So you can plug it in, stick it in the pot, and you don't have to worry about transferring hot soup to a blender, which is always a total disaster in my house. So handheld immersion blender, also good for making your own mayo or making smoothies. Yeah, these things are great. They're also great for saving lumpy gravy. If you have gravy with lumps that you can't whisk out, just blend it, and that'll whisk out all the lumps. Anyway, so that's my kitchen. These are the essentials, I think, but you know, to each their own. Everyone's got their own tastes and their own cooking habits, so whatever works for you. And yeah, thanks for watching, and next week we'll do roasting. It will be our last segment of the kitchen cooking summer school series. Have a good summer!